Okay, welcome back. We're going to talk shortages and surpluses. So we're going to start out with what we've learned in this video series. So we got a vertical axis of price, low prices down here, high prices here, horizontal axis of quantities, both coin supply, coin demand, and quantity in general. Low quantities, high quantities. We know supply is a positive relationship between price and quantity, i.e. if you pay me more, I'll give you more hours. If you pay me more, I'll sell you more product. Versus demand, which is a negative relationship in that if you charge me a high price, I want low quantity. If you charge me a low price, I want high quantity. And then we see where these two crazy kids meet up, and that is equilibrium. So we get a price at equilibrium, quantity at equilibrium. It is where basically our interests are aligned. But then we have, and we're going to talk a lot more about this in the next chapter, we have things like government intervention in the market, problems in the market, monopolies, that type of thing, where we're not allowed to get to equilibrium. Everything is pulling, the invisible hand is pushing everything to like this point right here, which is equilibrium, like a magnet. So imagine everything is metal and it's trying to get to this equilibrium. Everybody wants to be here. This is where the party's at. Okay, but let's start with, say, for some reason, we come in and we can't go below that line. All right, that's a line from outside my graph. In fact, let's say that's a price floor. For some reason, I can't go below this price. I want to go down here, but I can't. Okay, let's say this is some kind of minimum price you have to pay. Minimum price you have to pay. Let's say minimum wage. A minimum wage. So let's say this price floor is a minimum wage. It's the price of labor. Let's say this is frying potatoes in rural South Carolina at $9 an hour when really that's worth about $6 an hour. Okay? Because frying potatoes somewhere in different markets or different ways, I'm talking rural South Carolina, you might be worth about $6 an hour in terms of market value if you actually researched it. But let's say the new federal minimum wage is $9 an hour. There's not as many people willing to demand people to fry potatoes at $6 an hour, or excuse me, $9 an hour as they were with $6 an hour. So we are not here. We are not allowed to get here. This is where coin supplied equals coin demanded. All right. If we're here, if we're up here, we're in disequilibrium. Coin supplied does not equal coin demanded. In fact, they're in two different places. All right, it crosses the demand curve here. So that is your coin demanded. All right, if we're talking about a labor market, in particular with minimum wage, you're talking about an unskilled labor market. Okay, the problem with the minimum wage is not the wage part, it's the minimum part. We have minimum qualifications. If you're watching this video, you're no longer minimally qualified. You're about to be awake. So your coin demanded is here. Who are my demanders? Well, these are firms looking for people to dig ditches, fry potatoes, that type of thing. Suppliers are workers that aren't very skilled. So unskilled workers. All right. Well, my coin demanded, this minimum wage hits here. You got me? All right. So coin demanded does not equal coin supplied. All right. My supply, who are unskilled workers, are suddenly willing more to go to work. So our coin supply is there. But what do we have when we have coin supply exceeds coin demanded? You have too much supply, you have a surplus. And when you have a surplus in a labor market, you have too many workers, not enough jobs, you have unemployment. All right? We'll spend some more time in future chapters, but let's say someone comes in here and says, hello, minimum wage should be $15 an hour. You just move this line up. This right here is already unemployment. What do you get at $15 an hour? More unemployment. More unemployment. So, we just talked about a price floor causing a surplus. Hang on for one more video. I'm going to break it out so that way we can break up these videos. And I'll talk to you about a shortage with a price ceiling. Before we go there though, remember this is a floor. So imagine I'm in a room and I'm looking at a camera or projector. If that camera or that projector is equilibrium and it's in the room, I can get there to it. I can get it, okay? But if that camera or that projector is downstairs, I can't go through the floor to get there. I'm not in equilibrium. I can't get to where I want to be, okay? Same thing's going to apply here in a second if we have a binding price ceiling and we can't get up to equilibrium here, except for it's going to cause a shortage. So see you in a second.